Hey Chiefs Kingdom, the season might be over, but I can promise you this, videos coming your way all off-season long. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm trying to make this the biggest Chiefs channel here on YouTube. I appreciate all of the subs who have been with us for a long time now, or if you're a new subscriber, thank you. But if you haven't joined the movement yet, I encourage you guys to do that. Hit that big red button and subscribe. Cover the latest news, rumors, free agency, draft coverage. We'll do it all, so go ahead and subscribe today. You're watching the Kansas City Chiefs Report. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. Appreciate everybody who's clicked on this video. Today's show, we cover the latest news and rumors, including a tough day for Chiefs Kingdom on Tuesday. We'll talk about that toward the end of the show. Let's get into the grit of things, though. Patrick Mahomes, set to have surgery today, is going to get that turf toe repaired. Going to go under and get that taken care of. Now, turf toe's not just your minor injury. Like, this is going to take several months of rehab, according to several reports, and that's expected because there have been guys in the past who have had turf toe and have not been the same. Now, that's typically for guys like who are running backs who need to be able to cut on every single play. Obviously, Mahomes is a quarterback, but he's mobile, and obviously you want his mobility to still be a factor in his game. I'm not worried here. All reports suggest that he's expected to make a full recovery, should be ready by the start of training camp. I'm not concerned. You get this done. You do it early in the offseason, a couple of days after the Super Bowl. I know Mahomes spent Monday watching Super Bowl 55 film because that's just the type of player and guy he is. He's always working on his craft, but now he's going to have surgery. He'll be laid up for a couple of months, I would guess, and then he'll get back after it. We'll see how much he does during the offseason programs, OTAs, mini camps, and all those type of things, but as long as he's ready for training camp, that is all I am really concerned about. I'm not worried. This guy's going to be fine. And honestly, what it shows me that he played through a significant enough turf toe injury and has to have surgery on it, it just makes me appreciate the guy even more, what he tried to pull off in the Super Bowl. I mean, the amount of pressure this guy was under behind a patchwork offensive line, and I think only ended up taking a couple of sacks. The guy just left it all out there. This is a guy that you can appreciate for the next 10, 12, 15 years and forever if you're a Chiefs fan, because this guy is the ultimate competitor. Patrick Mahomes is not going to give an inch. He's going to be back, and I promise you he's going to be more motivated than ever to get back to a Super Bowl starting next season. So how concerned are you about Mahomes' injury? Based on how I'm sounding, you guys know I'm not super concerned. I'll give it a 2, 2.5. It's not a 0. It's not a 1. Anytime you have surgery that's going to require rehab, there is some concern, but it's not like he blew out his ACL or something like that. I think he'll be fine. I'll scale it at about a 2. Not too worried, though, when it comes to Patrick Mahomes. Had another great season. Fired up about the future of him and the Kansas City Chiefs. Look, the Super Bowl sucked, but you know what? This team's played in 2 straight Super Bowls. That's pretty badass after they went 50 years without winning one, and they're the favorite to win it next year because of Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, the Chiefs got to figure some things out this offseason, especially with the offensive line. More on that in just a few moments, but I'm fired up. I'm not too worried about Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be a fun 2021 NFL season. Speaking of 21, what should the Chiefs slogan be next year? This year it was run it back, and it was a good one. You came one game short. That's pretty damn impressive. You almost got all the way. What should it be next year? I've seen Revenge Tour from you guys in the comments section. Let's hear it. I want to hear a ton of different ideas, and maybe we'll pick one and run with it here on the Chiefs Report. What should the Chiefs 2020 slogan be? Or 2021 slogan be? Go ahead and let me know. Now, you don't want to be a punchline from your wife or girlfriend. You don't want to be a slogan because you want to hook her up with some flowers this Valentine's Day. That way you can have a great night, if you know what I'm saying. Chatsports.com/flowers. That's going to give you 15% off at checkout. Take advantage by going to that link, chatsports.com/flowers. Our partners, Pro Flowers, they got all kinds of flower bouquets, arrangements there. You can get these chocolate towers as well, as they've got tons of sweets and chocolates and all types of stuff as well. They even have charcuterie board deals right here. I don't even know what all comes in this, but it's a lot. We'll just call it goodie packets. Is that what we're going to go with here, Sam? We'll go with that. Gift baskets, that's the word I'm looking for. Spa treatment, all kinds of stuff. Get your wife or girlfriend something nice. It's Valentine's Day. Chatsports.com/flowers. You only got like 4 days, so take advantage right now. We mentioned offensive line. Could Mitchell Schwartz's future be in doubt? I think there's some concern here, and I've been saying this for about 2.5 months now here on the Chiefs Report, and no one wanted to believe me. Well, believe me now. Didn't play a game since week 6 for the rest of the season. Dealt with a nagging back injury that never seemed to improve. Did release an Instagram post saying, hey, I look forward to getting healthy, and said a bunch of other stuff as well. I think you've got to be concerned about the future at right tackle with Mitchell Schwartz, who's on the wrong side of 30. Here's a larger snippet, and it's a little bit vague from Schwartz, so let's see what we're going to go through here. I know a lot of you are curious about what's been going on. I'll share that at some point, but I'm looking forward to getting healthy and getting my body right. Thanks for all the support and the well wishes. Wish I could have been out there, but proud of the season we had nonetheless. Does that sound like a guy whose back has improved in the last couple of months? Not really, saying looking forward to getting healthy, so that means the last 2.5 months when he wasn't able to play, it didn't improve at all. I hope it did, but I'm not super optimistic. Will Schwartz be healthy next year? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Go ahead and cast your votes in the comments section. I don't think you can bank on Mitchell Schwartz if you're Kansas City. Now, you're hopeful, you're going to plan on him being back, but you can't enter the offseason and be like, boom, we're good at right tackle. Can't do it. You got to factor that into what you're doing in free agency and in the NFL draft as well, especially considering your other tackle, Eric Fisher. That's even less of a certainty with the torn Achilles he suffered in the AFC title game. I think it would be a miracle if Fisher's ready for week 1. Achilles at the earliest are 8-month injuries, and that's typically for superior NBA type of athletes. Eric Fisher is a 6'5", 330-pound dude. That's going to be tough to come back in 8 months. So you're hoping by the middle of the season he's ready. And with Schwartz, if it's a back issue, we've seen offensive linemen have back issues, knee issues later in their career. It typically doesn't improve. Now, I hope he gets back. I hope he's healthy. I hope he doesn't have to have a procedure on his back, because that would be a problem as well. But you've got major offensive line concerns. I didn't even mention Kelechi Osemele, who A, is a free agent, and B, tore tendons in both of his knees. A bunch of other guys are free agents as well. Lots of question marks up front. We'll have to wait and see how Brett Veach, Andy Reid, and the staff approaches it when it comes to this offseason. Should the Chiefs draft an O-lineman in the first round, yay or nay? Just go ahead and comment below. I think they should. I mean, obviously, if the top 10 tackles aren't available, that's fine, but I think they definitely should consider it if there's some good ones available. Now, Todd McShay, one of the top draft analysts out there, he goes in a different direction. He just released his second mock draft late last night. Joe Tryon, the edge rusher out of Washington. So now we've seen Mel Kiper and McShay go edge for the Kansas City Chiefs. Tryon here, he opted out of 2020 for Washington to prepare for the draft. I'll be curious to see how teams view college opt-outs from this past season, how it affects their draft stock, especially since we don't have a true NFL combine. Now, I will say, edge rusher is probably a bigger need than we anticipated coming into this previous season. Now, Tryon, good player, 8 sacks, 12.5 tackles for loss back in 2019 for the University of Washington, but hasn't played in a year. And I do think edge rusher is a need, especially as Frank Clark has been inconsistent during the regular season, and Alex Okafor, Taco Charlton, some other guys, Tano Passanio, they're all free agents as well. That being said, O-line needs to be the main focus. You got to protect your $500 million investment. You got to figure that out. Now, maybe the answer is Schwartz gets healthy and Laurent Duvernay-Tardif is back after opting out, and Lucas Niang, your rookie tackle, maybe he could play left tackle this year for Eric Fisher. But that's a lot of wishful thinking if you're asking me. If there's a good tackle there at 31, that's what I'm going as of right now. Now, things can change between now and April's draft, see what happens in free agency, but I think O-line has to be priority number 1 if you are the Kansas City Chiefs. Grade Todd McShay's pick of Joe Tryon. Give it a C+. It fills a need, but there were other guys available. Tevin Jenkins was still on the board at 31. I think he'd be a good pick to tackle out of Oklahoma State. Let me know how you're feeling. Grade this pick from Todd McShay. Now, we do have kind of the tough news to get into, so we'll go ahead and talk about that, and then we'll wrap up today's show. Britt Reid got an update here. The Chiefs have placed him on administrative leave. As you guys know by now, he was involved in a 3-car accident, I believe 2 nights before the Super Bowl, or 3 nights. I think it was last Thursday, so about 5-6 days ago now. And the sad part about this, there's a 5-year-old girl involved in that crash that's in critical condition now. So that's got to be the focus here. Reid did admit that he had 2 to 3 drinks, plus he was on Adderall as well. I don't know if he has a prescription or not, but it's just not a very good situation. Here's what the Chiefs had to say. They released a statement. Obviously, they placed him on admin leave. We remain in the process of gathering information on the incident and will continue to assist local authorities as requested. Our focus remains on the girl and her family. We have reached out to the family to offer our support and resources to them during this difficult time, and we will continue to pray for her recovery. This is just a sad situation, man. I hope she pulls through. I hope she has a full recovery. That's got to be the focus here. Hopefully the Chiefs are following through, like they said in that statement, and providing every resource they can to this girl and her family, because it's just not a good situation. I'm not judge and jury. I don't know how many drinks Britt Reid had. Hopefully it was true that he only had a couple, and alcohol was not a factor in this accident, but we'll see how the legal process plays out. I hope the girl and her family are okay. I hope Britt Reid, comes out okay in this situation as well. My gut feeling, he's not on staff next year. I'll just throw it out there. I'm not making those decisions. I'm just a guy who talks about the Chiefs on YouTube, but they're already placing him on administrative leave. That's a bit of a red flag if you ask me. Again, prayers up to everyone involved in that situation. Also, prayers up to the family of Marty Schottenheimer. Battled Alzheimer's for the last several years. That's a tough disease. My great-grandmother passed from that. It's not fun. A legend. And by the way, Washington Post headline, one of the biggest disgraces I've ever seen. That is not how you treat people after they have passed away. Really bad on their part. If you don't know what I'm talking about, good. Don't look it up because it's disgraceful. Also, rest in peace, Terez Paylor. I mean, a shocker. 37 years old. A lot of you guys have probably read his work over the years. Really got going with the Kansas City Star. Moved over to Yahoo Sports in recent years to cover the NFL and still the Chiefs as well. Never met the man, but you guys probably saw on Twitter. Apparently one of the nicest guys ever, and this is just sad. The sports media industry has lost some folks in the last couple of years, and Terez Paylor, the most recent one, but just prayers up to both these families, especially Paylor, 37 years old. That is very, very tough. Loved his work. That's big holes to fill at Yahoo, but obviously bigger holes in that family. He had a fiance that he leaves behind, and I want to leave you guys with this too. And I'm not trying to be, counselor type here, but every time we see one of these things happen, we always see on Twitter, on Facebook, people are like, "Hey, hug your loved ones tight or do this and that." Do we actually ever follow through with it though? I challenge you guys: text that friend you haven't talked to in a while. Call that sibling that you haven't talked to in a few months, because you just never know, man. You just never know. This guy was 37 years old, set to get married, and boom, he's gone like that. It's just a sad day. Reach out to your loved ones. I mean it. Take some time today. It's very, very important. I'm off my soapbox. Appreciate everybody who tuned in. We'll see you very, very soon here on the Chiefs Report.